By the time this airs, we're not quite sure if Syracuse is able to make it to the Elite Eight. So I'll just leave out. I'm sure you have a Syracuse jersey, but I'll leave that alone. I'll leave it. I'll go to Kevin though. Are you surprised that the Syracuse made it to the Sweet 16s?
Very, because all I heard from January, February, March, how bad the Syracuse was playing, how awful they were, what's going on with that program. It's kind of like I don't know if they're playing possum or, Boeheim's just exploring what he has, because they really do. They're able to turn it on and play their best when it matters most, it seems, which I guess if you're a fan, that's what you want to see. You don't want to see your team get to the playoffs and then flop right all the time, which, there's been a lot of franchises that do that. So on the collegiate level, for them to, excel on the big stage, it's awesome. And, I've never been the big Jim Boeheim booster. He never looks happy. But I'm assuming this makes him happy. So that's good.
Well, I mean, how much more happy could you get? Your son literally is called Buckets. I mean, literally, Buddy Buckets has got his new nickname. Pat, how do you like that nickname? How do you like Syracuse?
I'm just glad that a different Boeheim is carrying the team.
Well, listen, he played well, and we'll see what happens in the Houston game. As I said before, we're recording this before that game. We get the results. That's a Saturday night game. Of course, Sunday is when you catch the press box. But your thoughts, Pat?
I mean, let's call it what it is. What I'm going to say is going to make me probably very unpopular in the greater Rochester area, except with St. Bonaventure fans. Look, Syracuse coming in as a low seed and succeeding is due to one thing: a gimmick defense and hot shooting, because that's what the zone is, right? Like, you see the record lately in their conferences, whether it was the end of the Big East era or the early ACC era. Once you see that zone defense one or two times, you know how to beat it. But when you hit the tournament and you're playing teams that you haven't played in 5, 7, 10 years, teams out west that don't have that tape on you, that don't have the players that have experience playing against that 2-3 zone, it's hard to beat. Add to that, Buddy Boeheim all of a sudden catches fire the last 2 games. Look, I'm happy for him. It's great for the area. Everyone's having a good time. This is awesome. But it's the zone defense, which, again, is very gimmicky, that gets them deep runs when they are low seeds in the tournament. By the way, they shouldn't have even been that high a seed. Like, people are saying, oh, you thought they were calling them a bubble team. They were a bubble team. You can make the argument that they did not deserve to be in the tournament this year, and it's that defense that nobody sees that saves them. You put them up against an ACC team in the first 2 rounds, well, you got problems.
And I'm wondering, in the West Virginia game, was it really the defense? I mean, West Virginia had open looks. They had time. They couldn't have hit the ocean if they shot a basketball at it. They were the coldest team I've seen, except later that night when Texas tried to play basketball and they couldn't make a basket.
Yeah, but I think it's the anxiety of it, Kevin, right? Like, maybe what's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never, are they going to go man? Are they going to go zone? If they go zone, and here's the thing about the 2-3 zone, and I'll give Boeheim credit on this, it's not a standard 2-3 zone. Anybody that watches Syracuse knows that. There are so many little intricacies involved, right? Like folks moving up top on the bottom, when you're going one high, whether you're going one low. If he's mastered one thing, which keeps him in legendary status throughout the years, no matter how bad his teams are.
Here's what I'm trying to figure out, though. You mentioned the seed for Syracuse. Who seeded this tournament? They might as well have had me do it. And I don't even follow basketball. Like, some of the seeds, the 16s and the 14s, and then the 12s were blowing out the 5s and whatever. The seeding, I think, is a complete joke. Either that or nobody's any good except Gonzaga.